You ever have one of those brilliant ideas in your head, but when you go to write it down, it just kind of falls flat? Yeah, getting your thoughts onto paper clearly is a challenge we all face. But the solution is way simpler than you think, and it all starts with one single fundamental skill. It really all boils down to this one idea. Paragraphs are the building blocks of all forms of writing. I mean, it sounds so simple, right? But if you can truly master this one thing, you are literally building the foundation to master everything else, from that super important work email to the big essay you've been kind of putting off. So, what even is a paragraph? Well, at its core, it's just a group of sentences all talking about one single idea. But I absolutely love this metaphor on the slide, an essay in miniature. Because that's exactly what it is. Just like a full essay, it needs a clear beginning, a supportive middle, and a really satisfying end, all packed into one powerful little package. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to talk about the why, the power of the paragraph. Then we'll get super practical, how to find your focus, how to actually make your point, how to build it all with unity, and finally, how to write with some real power. Let's do this. Okay, let's kick things off. The mighty paragraph, your blueprint to brilliance. And this isn't just about boring grammar rules. It's about building a tool that makes your ideas really, truly shine. You know, every powerful paragraph basically shares the same DNA. It starts with an introduction, that's your topic sentence. Then you've got the body, which is where you put all your supporting details. And then it wraps up with a nice, clean conclusion. That's the blueprint, and we're about to figure out how to build it. So where in the world do we start? With our very first practical step, finding your focus. This is all about taking a huge, broad idea and sharpening it into a manageable topic. Okay, so here's the first big hurdle most of us face, specificity. A paragraph is like a tiny piece of real estate, right? If you try to cram a whole city's worth of ideas into it, you just end up with this vague, unfocused mess. The secret is to zero in on one single, powerful thought. This slide just lays out the process perfectly. You start with something massive, like a family trip. There's no way you can cover that in one paragraph. So you narrow it down. The journey to see my grandparents. Okay, we're getting warmer. But the real magic happens when you get super specific. My very first airplane flight. Now that is a story you can actually tell. All right, now for what is, honestly, the most important part of this whole thing, making your point with the power of the topic sentence. You should think of the topic sentence as the North Star of your paragraph. It's not just an intro, it's a promise you're making to your reader. It says, hey, this is my main point, and here's the direction we're heading in for the next few sentences. And this is such a key distinction. A topic is just a subject. It's neutral. But a topic sentence, it actually makes a point about it. It has an opinion, an angle, what the source material calls an attitude. Okay, let's look at this perfect example. On the left, we've got a topic, I flew for the first time when I visited my grandparents. It's a fact. It's fine. But now look at the right. The topic sentence, my first airplane flight was both terrifying and exciting. Whoa, see the difference? That has an attitude. It immediately makes me want to know why it was terrifying and what was so exciting about it. All right, let's put this skill to the test. We're going to look at a quick story from our source about a pretty famous animal, Clever Hans, the horse who could supposedly count. So the story kicks off with this line, the talk of the town in 1904 in Berlin, Germany, was a mathematical genius. Clever Hans, the horse who could count. It seems like a main point, doesn't it? But hang on a second. Is this story really about a horse that can do math? Or is that just what's on the surface? Could there be a deeper idea hiding in there somewhere? And there it is. The real topic sentence was actually buried a little later in the text. Everyone wondered whether the horse was truly intelligent or whether Clever Hans was a clever hoax. See? That one sentence changes everything. It's not about a smart horse anymore. It's about the conflict between genius and deception. Now that is a powerful point. So, once you've got that killer topic sentence, it's time for the next step, building with unity. This is all about making sure every single piece of your paragraph sticks together. Paragraph unity is a really simple but powerful rule. Everything in the paragraph must belong there. Once you've made that promise with your topic sentence, every single other sentence has only one job, to support that main idea. No random thoughts, no tangents, everything has to be tightly connected. And this is where you build out the rest of the structure. The body is like your evidence locker. It's where you bring in all the facts, the details, and the examples that prove your topic sentence is true. You're basically building your case piece by piece. And then, the conclusion acts as your final statement, just neatly summarizing your point and leaving the reader with a clear, lasting impression. All right, we have the theory down. Now let's get into how to actually write with power. And, more importantly, how to avoid those common mistakes that can really weaken your writing. This slide shows us exactly what not to do. Look at these sentences. I have 3 cats. Many people work part-time while attending college. I mean, they're facts, sure, but they're total dead ends. They lead absolutely nowhere. There's no argument, no tension, and zero reason for a reader to care. It's like a closed door. And here's how you fix it. On the left, a simple announcement. This paragraph will discuss the Great California Gold Rush. It's so flat. But look at the transformation on the right. The Great California Gold Rush was a period of greed and near insanity. Now that has an attitude. It makes a bold claim that you now have to back up, and it immediately hooks the reader. So let's just recap the blueprint. It's a simple, repeatable formula, really. Start focused. Make a clear point with your topic sentence. Build your case with unified details, and then stick the landing with a strong conclusion. If you follow these steps, you're going to have a powerful paragraph every single time. And that pretty much brings us to the end. You now have the blueprint for turning all those scattered thoughts into powerful, persuasive writing. So I guess the only question left is, what's the first powerful point that you want to make?